Update on the 8.1 big block. I know you haven't heard about it in a while. Well, I broke it, and then broke it again, and then broke it again, and I keep fixing it and using it, and here we are. So let me go ahead and bring you up to speed on what happened. I bought this thing to work. I kind of use it like a bulldozer, like a tractor, like a hauler, like anything and everything I can get my hands on. Because I think about 450, 500 pounds of torque is good to go for this thing. I do crap with it that the 1500s just can't do for me. 6 liters, I wasn't too fond of those because they just don't have enough torque for me, and they're not working the way I need them to work. I mean, this thing feels like a Vortec. I like Vortec. And don't get me wrong, I like my LSs and I like my 6.0s also, but for what I'm doing out here, I need this thing. And I got a Duramax, but that's a different story for a different day. Anyway, long story short, I blew the transmission. I was pushing on it, the transmission overheated, it blew. That was the end of that. I went ahead and had the transmission rebuilt. They left half the stuff loose down there. I went ahead and had to go ahead and correct all their nonsense, and that was fine. And then we went back to work with the truck, pushing and pulling and dragging and doing all the nastiness that I do. Well, about a month ago, and again, yeah, the radiator had a little bit of damage on it, but about a month ago, it started spitting transmission fluid out of the dipstick, and this is a brand new, well, a rebuilt transmission. This thing's probably got 2 miles on it since I got it done. And I don't know what it was, and of course I called the transmission shop. I'm like, what the hell is this, man? I just gave you guys a couple G's to get this done, and I'm dealing with this nonsense. I mean, you know, what's this? Oh, you got a blockage. They start up with their crap and trying to put it back on me, and it's like, didn't you people check this crap before you put in this transmission? And listen, in all fairness, when they did give the truck back to me, it didn't do that. So I went ahead and checked the cooling system, got everything taken care of, and I suspected that when I blew that transmission, there may have been a blockage or something in the cooler, and of course, these guys are kind of half-assed. They didn't bother checking it yet. So I went ahead and I put this big old cooler on the front. And of course, the radiator, I went ahead and replaced that. That thing had a little hit on it, but it still wouldn't have affected any of that. And after I put that cooler on, it still was doing funny things. And I'm like, yeah, what the hell is this, man? So I went under there, I blew out the vent, I didn't notice anything, and I kept cycling and blowing out the lines to make sure everything was all right. Ultimately, it stopped doing that. I still don't know why it did that, but nonetheless, we went ahead and got it corrected. So we'll be back on with that project soon enough also. But yeah, it is in work, it is in motion. I can't really have it down, again, for different things I'm doing out here, but this is where we're at. The inside's a hot mess. Because I swapped out the doors and I put that Silverado front end and I went ahead and did the Silverado doors, I gotta swap out all the harnesses because they're just not, they're not connecting. They're newer doors. So we're going ahead and get that done. So we're in the process of that also. And doing a color change and everything else. Now, I went ahead and I had to pull this trailer. And this thing's a monster. This trailer is about 15,000 pounds. I needed to move it on my property, and I was a bit concerned that I was going to break this truck again, but I don't care. I went ahead and did it anyway. Now, if you look closely, that trailer's so nose heavy in the front, it's even bending that 8-inch C-channel frame I got. And don't ask me how I got the box on top. That thing was a nightmare. I did it with these cheap jacks, and it was scary. Long story short, the tires were rubbing in the back of the box. I couldn't really move the box. It was a show. I went ahead and put some 4x4 blocks in there in between the axles and the frame. That gave me the clearance on the box. Pretty cool. Well, when I connected it to this Avalanche here, took the front of that trailer all the way to the ground. So I already knew I had a big problem. I figured that the truck was probably making enough power to go ahead and get this thing moved for me, but I couldn't move it because it was hitting the ground. The damn hitch was on the ground. The receiver was on the ground, buried. I'm like, this is terrible. So what I did was I went underneath the truck and I had a look and I figured, you know what? If I put 4x4 blocks between the axles and the frame on my trailer, well, why don't I just apply that theory to the truck? Because again, I need to move this thing for 5 minutes. It's not like I'm taking it down the road, right? So that's what we did. Have a look. See, yeah, you can see it right there. When the truck is unsprung and it's up, you can shove a 4x4 block in, and I put them on both sides. So the minute I dropped this trailer down, this thing came at that truck with vengeance, trying to get it down to the ground, and then blocks kept it from happening. So that's great. So we went ahead and got this thing moved it out from here all the way out, parked it here. Trying to clean up the property. It's a hot mess because 2025 we're gonna probably try to build a house out here, so that'll be on the channel too. So I know I've been kind of lackadaisy with doing videos, but I'm trying to get back on it. I had a problem with my batteries and just a lot of chaos. It's been a rough 2025 for me, but you know, we're back at it. We're back at it. It's just the start. It's just the beginning. So I got through January, thank God. Probably one of my worst Januaries ever, but that's all right. This channel ain't about all that crap, man. You guys don't tune in to hear me crying and griping about my bullshit. You tune in for my ridiculousness. So back at it. Here we go. We got some more stuff we're doing here. You see this thing's banged up pretty good, but pretty soon it's going to start looking like the other one I got over there. And of course we'll do another video on that other one, but just wanted to give you guys an update of what's going on. I know you ain't heard from me in a minute, and I know you definitely haven't heard about this truck, so I just want to let you know where we're at. And no, I haven't gone through the truck little by little. So as things come up, I'm gonna go ahead and share them with you. So at this point, we went ahead and did the fuel pump on it, got that sorted, so that's good. Went ahead and did the transmission cooler. Oh, by the way, when I did that transmission cooler, I bypassed that radiator. A lot of people say, oh, that's a bad idea, you need to warm. I'm in South Florida, man. It's hot as hell down here. I don't need to warm up nothing. So I went ahead and bypassed that because I don't want no bullshit. I don't want no problems with a cheap radiator, and no more excuses. Direct line the thing. I would direct line yours if you were going to go ahead and do that, because what I was told by more than one transmission guy was that GM put those small transmission coolers on the front of these trucks, and that's one of the biggest reasons they're burning down transmissions in these trucks. So before you start screaming about how a 4L60 is a piece of shit and a 4L80 is a good train but it ain't gonna, all that other bullshit, swap out the cooler, man. I paid like 75 bucks for that cooler, and that temperature dropped way down. So do that. Either way, we'll keep you posted. So far so good, man.